Well, thank you all very much for coming here today. I know that GDC is a very busy time for everyone, and there's so many sessions that you could attend. I'm very happy that you've chosen to come here and share this time with me here today. I'm really excited to be here at GDC, surrounded by people who love games and gaming as I do. And this is a great time to be involved with mobile gaming. The gear is more powerful than ever before, and it's evolving into devices that facilitate gaming rather than hinder it. I'm also very pleased to be able to finally talk about our games. Last couple of years, it's mostly just been about the platform, what we're doing and what we're building. And now finally, we're actually able to talk about the games that we've been working so hard to create. We are at the frontier of gaming, not just mobile gaming, but all gaming. And I feel like we're on the edge of something truly wonderful. Back in 2000, I was just leaving Electronic Arts. I'd been there for about 10 years, and it was my going away lunch. I was leaving the restaurant, and I bumped into this friend of mine who worked for one of the local mobile carriers. And we were talking, and I said, oh yeah, leaving EA, going to see what else I can do. And he said, well, why don't you come and work for us? We're looking at putting games on the mobile phones. I just laughed at him. I said, come on, I'm a gamer. I don't want to work for the phone company. And strangely enough, here I am a few years later working for the phone company. He pestered me about it, and a few weeks later I agreed that I would go and work with him. And this was the very first exposure that I'd ever had to mobile games and gaming, and it gave me a little bit of insight on what could potentially be possible with them. And it was about 3 years later that I was speaking with another friend of mine, and he was telling me about what Nokia was doing with the N-Gage, and he invited me to come to their studio and see what they were doing. And he showed me Tony Hawk on the N-Gage, and I looked at it, and I saw this wonderful 3D graphics. I saw Tony doing all of his tricks and everything like that, and I thought, wow, Hal, if you can do this, you can do anything. And that's when I got truly involved with mobile gaming with Nokia. So I'd like to start off with a little bit of an overview. I want to go over a very brief bit of history. I want to talk about the role and goal of Nokia Games Publishing, where we see ourselves in the industry. I also want to give you a little bit of a look at our current games, some of our current games anyways. The rest of them you can see in the booth. And I'll also give you a little glimpse of what we're planning for the future. I won't be able to show you any of the games because they're secret, but I'll talk a little bit about what we're doing with them. So, mobile gaming is still quite young, but that's a good thing. It keeps things fresh and exciting. And we're still exploring the boundaries. I think during the last 10 years or so, since we first discovered that these mobile devices could actually be a venue for entertainment, we have gone through a lot of rapid evolution that has some parallels with the console game industry. But we've been trying to find our true identity. We had carriers that were creating a huge demand for expedient games so that they could keep the top of the deck fresh. We had a lot of developers and publishers creating a lot of games. And there's been a cost for this. And I'm sure that you can all think of one or two games that you may have played that could hold their own in the landfill. But we also have the resilience of youth on our side. We have recognized that there have been issues. Mitch Lasky and Robert Tersick, keynote speakers from the last couple of GDC mobiles, helped crystallize it for us. And we are taking steps to address these issues. Mobile games are getting better and are now an entertainment of choice for some people rather than a time filler or something to do while you're waiting to do something else. So, how does Nokia Games Publishing fit in with all of this? So, we're going to demonstrate what is possible. One of the mandates of Nokia Game Publishing is to show what can be done on the N-Gage platform. We're setting standards and we're raising the bar very high. We're going to exploit our platform. We're going to use as many of the features as are available in the SDK, and we're going to push them to their limits. We're also going to drive the evolution of the platform by pushing the features that are in that SDK. We're also going to stimulate the mobile game industry. We're going to sponsor competitions. We're setting those high standards. And we are using primarily external developers. And these developers have gained a lot of expertise working on the N-Gage over the last while on our projects. And the developers are now being sought after by other publishers. And they're free to take their experience with them. Obviously, we'll protect our IPs, but we encourage the developers to take their learnings with them when they go to their other projects. This is something that we really support. But it's also a business. We will contribute to the revenue stream, and we'll refine our processes and make them more efficient with each cycle. But not only that, we create games that people want to play, and we create game communities. Great games make money, but not just for us. We want to grow the pie so that everyone can have a tasty slice. We're also going to push for innovation. We're in a constant state of evolution, and we're constantly challenging our preconceptions. Our producers are not just project managers. They are creative directors, and they are the keepers of the vision of the project. And this is what I truly love about the mobile game industry. We are constantly thinking about new kinds of games to be made. Not just new games, but new kinds of games. Console games right now are just so expensive that it's very difficult to take risks with them. And so radically new concepts are very few and far between. But I fully expect to see new game genres coming from independent developers. Somewhere, right now, someone is working on a game concept